Hey everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today to put some makeup on my face. These are all fairly recent purchases in the last few months anyway. Some of them I've used a few times and I know what I think about them, like this Natasha Denona concealer, for example. Other ones are still in the box and I have not opened them whatsoever. So this is just a way for me to play with some makeup and have a better analysis of it, I suppose. I will do a slight wear test and see how things are wearing, but it's not going to be a super accurate one because I'm not isolating any one product. So I'm not, just changing my foundation and seeing how that wears. It's like new foundation, concealer, blush, da-da-da-da-da. So it's just going to be checking in and seeing how everything's going later in the day. But these are just products that I haven't really featured on here, haven't really done reviews of, and I haven't really solidified what I think about them. So let's analyze them a bit more, shall we? Okay, I'm going to start with the LYS foundation. So this was actually recommended to me and I was about to place an order at Sephora. There was 20% off and I think this was recommended by someone on TikTok. And it's supposed to be really good for like a lighter coverage, a bit of hydration, nothing too greasy and smeary and whatnot, but a nice wearing sort of natural foundation, which is what I'm after at the moment. This shade is LP4. I think I was actually color matched to a different one, but it was out of stock. But let's just see. This triangle bottle is it's a bit interesting. It does have a pump. I'm going to start with one. It's quite runny and thin. This does look like it's a pretty good color match. I think I've worn this twice. It's just, why haven't I worn it more? I'm using an Hourglass. This is the stubby little brush. If this doesn't apply it well, I've got a sponge, but this does. Oh, it actually feels, it does, like you can see that it sort of moves the skin. So it's got a bit of, I don't want to say grippiness to it. It's got some moisture to it. It's not just like a powdery sort of finish. It does have like a hydrating feel to it and it's a nice amount of coverage. That's beautiful. Good color match for me at the moment. I hope it doesn't oxidize. I've had a bit of issue with powder foundations oxidizing, but liquids lately I've had some good luck with them. I feel like I need a lot more coverage on my nose. I feel like foundation doesn't stick super well to my nose, and if it does, it doesn't stay. I've also had these crazy ass breakouts here, like not blackheads, but like deep ones, not whiteheads, ones that don't come to the surface. You sort of have to extract them. I've had two here, one there, and one down there. I actually think it's from the serum that I've been using. I've been buying some new skincare, but I've been staggering introducing them. So I've only introduced one at this, I've just gone in with a half a pump. I've only introduced one at this point in time. So I can sort of isolate what I've changed. And it's quite an active, it's like a peptide serum. It's very nice. I'm just wondering if it's like causing my skin to purge a little bit. I do sometimes get breakouts, like hormonal breakouts, but never that sort of deep and bad, and it's the wrong time of my cycle anyway. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused, but I've been sort of struggling with these painful areas and they're very hard to conceal. So this is beautiful. Okay, I've had my skincare on for a while. Because I have been getting dehydrated skin in the winter months, that's very beautiful. I love that amount of coverage. It's the right amount to cover, like to even stuff out and look like I don't have patchy red skin. But it's not so much that I feel like it's like a mask and the makeup's wearing me. So I really like that. Good recommendation so far. Quite dewy. I'm going to powder it obviously. But it feels nice and it feels like there's a lot of hydration in it. It's not like a setting one, which is what I used to go for. But at the moment, if I wear something that's setting, at the end of the day, it actually looks like it's starting to flake off my face. So that's how dehydrated I've been in the cooler weather lately. So yeah, this is what I'm after, which is beautiful. I'm also going to check in and see how this wears later on because often I get this finish and then it just like melts off my face throughout the day, even if I do have dehydrated skin, I do have oily areas. But yeah, so far I'm loving it. I think it looks beautiful. This concealer, the Natasha Denona, this is the HY-Glam Concealer, Brightening and Hydrating Crease Proof Serum Concealer slash whatever, in N4. I love this. This is probably, out of today, this is the thing that I've tested the most. And I really dig it. I think it wears really, really nicely. If I've got a bit of a hydrating base on, so even if I just put like, I think moisturizer on or my SPF something, I can just dot this sort of under the eyes a little bit, around the nose, and just a couple dots on the face and blend it in as a thin base. I think, yeah, this is probably my new favorite concealer. We'll see how it wears. Probably today it's going to be like, no, it's going to look like crap. You just have to put the smallest amount. This color match actually matches me pretty well. I think the undertone, I've got a bit of an unusual undertone. I've got redness that makes me look cool toned, but I've actually got like a very fair olive complexion, and I find it very hard to find something that matches, and I feel like this does a really good job, this N4. I also like the wand because it's very pointed, so you can really get it where you want it to go. I am going to try to just blend this in with the brush because I want to minimize what I'm using. We can see it just sort of blends in quite flawlessly, and it's a great color match. It's really blendable, but I also feel like it wears a long time. So it's just sort of hidden those issues. I just find less is more. Again, you can sort of, this is really blendable. You can build it up if you want to, but I just feel like it just does what a concealer needs to do. Makes you look a bit more perfected, but nothing too cakey and heavy. I do need to powder it, which is why I've got a powder, because it can, well, everything can settle into my lines at the moment, but I think that's very nice. I think that's a very nice combo. I ordered them at the same time. I don't know why I've tested the concealer more than the foundation, but I have. I like it. Now I'm going to powder. Now this is going to take away all that beautiful dewiness that people are going to be like, no, Kat, what are you doing? I can tell you if I don't, it's going to go to shit. That's just how my skin is. If I don't set under my eyes, it's going to start creasing. If I don't set around my nose, my chin, and my forehead a little bit, it's going to start breaking down and wearing off. So I've got my Laura Mercier. This is the Universal, what is it called? Invisible Loose Setting Powder in Universal. This, I didn't buy it recently. I actually had it in the back of my drawer for years. But I only opened it last week. So I feel like this is something that I'm still figuring out if I like it. I've used the other, that slightly tinted powder, which I also have a backup of in my drawer somewhere. But this white one I never actually used before opening it up last week. So I'm going to tap some off and just use it very lightly. This does set very effectively. So you can see instantly it's set, and it does mattify a little bit, but again, that dewiness comes back with my skin in my T-zone. So I'm just going to stick to setting the under eye area, which looks, let's just zoom in, looks superb right now. Thank you, Natasha Denona and Laura Mercier and LYS, just in the center where it gets sort of too crazy. I've kept my cheeks quite dewy, so you can see. Also because I'm going to be putting on a cream stick blush, which I'll probably do next. So I want that to stay a little bit emollient. In that Sephora sale, I also ordered this little milk blush stick in the shade Swerve. Now, I didn't want to, I saw this in store and I'm like, I love the color because it's like a beautiful orange, and I love an orange cheek, but I didn't want to buy it because it's really expensive for what it is. This is how small it is. That's as big as my nose. It's tiny. Look, it's tiny. So I had to buy it on sale because I refused to spend full price on this. But I just thought the color, look, completely unopened. The color was very pretty and kind of unique, in my opinion anyway. Looks like just dark plastic, but look at it. It's this beautiful sort of like true orange shade. And I don't know, I'm going to try to Put it on like this. Let's see how we go. It's going to match my earrings today. It's very jelly-like, so it's picking up my foundation a bit, as you can see, but that's okay. It's translucent sort of jelly effect. So it's not like an opaque creme finish. It is that sort of translucent, almost like balm finish. But I was interested. Okay, so that's it's quite natural. I'm going to build that up. I think it is mixing with my base a bit, but it's not breaking it down and lifting it too much. It's just sort of incorporating into it. So I don't dislike that. I just need to, I think I want a bit more color. All right, doing it this way just to be safe. Whoa. I think I found this when I was looking for, I really liked that e.l.f. There was like a terracotta pot blush. And I sort of wanted something like that, I don't know, in just a different format. And this was the only thing in Sephora that I sort of could find that was a sort of terracotta-y orange shade. And I thought that was really pretty. The weather is absolutely terrible. Not absolutely, look, it can be worse. But it's very dark and overcast. It's like the middle of the day and it looks gloomy as heck. I also need to bring my laundry in before it rains, but this does look a lot nicer, I think, in person and a lot more blended than it does on camera. I find orange red tones on camera just looks a little bit more spotty. I've got two eyeshadow singles that I want to play with. One was a free gift from M.A.C. It was a M.A.C Beauty Loop sort of free gift. This is the single shadow in Fabulosity. It's a bit dark for what I'm after, but I also picked up the Bobbi Brown. This is the Luxe eyeshadow foil in Gilded Rose. I got this from the Estee Lauder corporate store online, and I haven't used it. So that's the color there, which is more sort of what I'm after. It's this beautiful sort of reflective rose goldy. Let's swatch it because I haven't swatched it yet. Oh, it feels very smooth. Whoa. Gorgeous. So let's give that a bit of a swatchy. Ooh, pretty. So I'm going to wear that today. I've got my depotted Urban Decay Primer Potion that I'm trying to pan, and I'm just going to use that as my base. All right, let's see how this metallic one applies. It's beautiful. This is a very nice tone for me, and I love this sort of everyday sparkle. If you want a palette that's similar to this, the GLAMINATRIX, what is it, Nearly Natural, has some really beautiful twinkly sort of nearly natural shades, but this is really nice just to have as, I find singles for me, I quite like singles or duos or quads just to put in like my makeup bag. So whether I'm going away somewhere or whether I'm taking something, like I'm going to be going to a wedding in a few months, and this is the kind of thing that I might wear and then bring with me as like a touch-up if anything goes wrong. I'm just going to put some on the lower lash line. This has nice pigmentation. Probably not as metallic and shiny as I sort of expected, but I think over glitter glue you could get a nice sort of foiled effect. And also the weather is horrible today, so there is no sun coming in the window to boost the shimmery effect of this. Really like that rose color though, it's very pretty. I feel like this is going to ruin that sort of rosy effect because this is a little bit sort of olive toned. What I might actually use to finish this off, I've got a NARS sort of blush face quad. This is the Orgasm Foreplay. It's got a highlighter and 3 blushes. They're very, very, very shimmery. There we go. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this shade here, which is just a darker sort of rosy shade. I like this because it almost looks like a blush highlighter bronzer in one. Like if you just put that all over your face, you get the sort of sculpted, colored, but like shimmery effect. I'm going to use that just in the crease a little bit, just lightly to blend that out. And then I might use a little bit of the highlighter on the inner corner. that worked really nicely. It sort of blends out to be this sort of like rosy orange color on me, which I don't hate. I'm just going in with a highlighter here. So that's the shade Swinger. And that one was Orgasm Rush. So I'm just going to, I really love the NARS highlighter formula. It's very smooth. I feel like it gives a beautiful sort of glass-like effect. I know I'm using this as an eyeshadow, whereas I just don't want to ruin this sort of face glossy effect, but these are really beautiful on the face. And it's got NARS Orgasm in here, so the traditional Orgasm color, but in that same sort of foiled finish, that same formula, which is different from the original. So I'm just putting a little bit in there. Very pretty. Everything on my eyes shimmery. Goes against what some people would believe in, but I think you can make some really beautiful effects with all shimmer. For mascara, I have a little sample of the Milk Makeup Rush Mascara. So I just thought, look, it suits the blush because it's the same brand. I haven't tried too many Milk Makeup products. So, ooh, this is very grippy. For a mascara, this formula feels like it really grips your lashes. Feels like a slightly drier formula than what I'm used to, but I like that because I feel like it holds a lot better. You can see it separates really nicely. My only issue with a dry formula from the moment you open it is that it's just going to get drier. So this is probably the peak dry that I would like, which implies to me that it's probably, I don't know, I feel like it's nice. It separates well. It definitely lengthens. I really like that effect. I think for, like, it definitely looks like I've got mascara on. Definitely looks like my lashes have been lengthened, separated, bit more volume. Like, I dig it. I think it's a really, the wand is quite big, but it grips and you can really get the product through the lashes, which is really nice. I like that effect. I don't feel like I need to put liner on, which is good because I don't have a new one to talk about. I like this. I'm going to keep using this mini. And I want to see how it dries out over time, because if it dries out a lot, it's going to be a mascara I don't really want to repurchase. But if it stays this sort of consistency and this grippy sort of dry but not too dry and flaky, I would probably buy that. I really like that effect. It's beautiful. All right, I don't have any new brow products, but I do have one from Winky Luxe that I've only used like twice. It's the Uni-Brow? Universal Brow Precision Pencil. Uni for universal, not for unibrow. On one end, it's nice and gold, very thin. On one end, it's got a little spoolie, which is great. On the other end, you're not going to be able to see, it's not just a typical small pencil. It's actually got the shape similar to the Benefit Goof Proof, which is this sort of, they've got more of a diamond shape, but this one's more of a triangle. It's just so much smaller. So it'd be good at defining, but also filling in, so it's a little bit different to your traditional sort of micro brow. And this universal shade does work for me. It's not going to be universal for everyone. Is it really just one color? I feel like I have very sort of standard brow color. If you've got blonde brows or red brows, this is very cool tone. So you're not going to dig it, but I think it's great for me. Anyway, I hope it comes in different shades. I'll have on the screen. I've had this in my collection for ages, unopened, so I just thought I'd open it recently, have a play, and I like it. I think it fills in fairly quickly. You've got the precision that you need, and the spoolie to brush out any lines and make it look a little bit more natural. I dig. I like it. Easy peasy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The only two lip products that I have that are fairly new are from M.A.C. So I've got, these are two Lustreglasses. I've got I can never say this. I've got Femmomenon and Thanks It's M.A.C. Now I feel like this one's going to suit what I'm wearing a bit more, but Thanks It's M.A.C. is like such a raved about one that I want to put this on. I have been wearing these. This is definitely just like my normal lips, but shinier. I feel like it doesn't balance very well with this look. I've got a lot of orange going on, and this is just like, wah, wah. Nice for a daily basis thing, but for this look, I don't think it's great. On to the hard one to say, Femmomenon. This one is definitely more brownie tone, a little bit more autumn. We're in winter, so it works. It definitely works better with the look. I'm going to zoom out because I don't think I love it. I think I like it more zoomed out. It's definitely a warm look. Rose gold on the eyes, very orange cheek, very brown warm lip. I would probably prefer to wear this with like an orange tint or a brighter orange lip or a peachy lip, but this is what we're playing with today. It is what it is. I think my first impressions, the thing that I was most impressed with was the foundation and concealer. Just on first impressions, I think everything looks, I don't feel like I look dry and tired and sort of like my skin is struggling, which it has been lately. I feel like it looks like there's moisture in there. It's not cracking and looking horrible. But it's covered everything that needs to cover. The concealer, I know that it just wears really, really well. Like sometimes at the end of the day, if I'm wearing that concealer and another like base product, I feel like the concealer is the only thing that's left at the end of the day. Cheeks, I think they're fun. It's not something I'd wear every day. It does feel a little bit tacky. Not like I'm wearing lip gloss, but definitely feeling like I'm wearing a very, very sheer hydrating something on there. But I love the orange color. I think it's very fun. And the eyes, look, they're pretty basic. The eyeshadow I think is really pretty. Probably nothing to write home about. I thought it was going to be a little bit more metallic and special, but the tone's really pretty. And again, it's just one of those nice sort of throw in your handbag or your makeup bag, put on with your finger if you want, and it just gives a nice sort of rosy bit of light to reflect and make you look a little bit more bright and awake. And the brow pencil was very nice. Mascara was nice. These lips, I have been playing with them. I've been using the Thanks It's MAC a little bit more because that sort of, I can throw it on, it almost looks like a lip gloss, so it's very, very easy to wear even if I'm not wearing any makeup. They are very, very comfortable, but they wear off super fast. So this actually I like how it fades down a little bit more, this brownie shade. I feel like it fades down to more of like a caramel tinted lip balm, which I think is really pretty, but then as soon as you eat or drink, it's like gone. You got to reapply it. But that's the nature of a very hydrating, shiny sort of sheer lip product, is that you've got to reapply it. But I think everything so far, I like it. I will check back in soon to show you how this wears and if I've got any commentary on it. Again, it's not an official wear test because I'm not isolating each product, but we'll see how we go. All right, I'm back like a week after to give you an update on what I think about these products. Now, I did actually film some footage for like the wear test later that night before I took off my makeup, but for some reason, the audio was really like muffled, and when I tried to like increase it, it was just like a lot of horrible sounds. So I might insert some footage over talking about these products, but instead of showing you properly, I need to describe how these products wore. I've also been sort of playing with some of them since, and yeah, look, I'm not loving them all. I'm having a few challenges, but it is what it is. Firstly, I want to say the thing I probably was least impressed with, and this is the thing that I would, if I had to say I regret a purchase, it would be this. Now, the effect of this, very pretty. I like the color. I don't like the price of this for this small, tiny product. I sort of feel like the price I paid, which I don't remember what it was, I'll have it on the screen. It should be like at least this big in my opinion. Like this is disappointing. But for such a bold color, yes, the effect is very nice temporarily, but it fades off throughout the day. By the end of the day, I thought, yes, the balm will have probably faded off, like that shine. But the color will still be there because it's a pretty obvious color. No, it was gone by the end of the day. And when I say the end of the day, I think it was only like 6 hours wear. Wasn't even a full day's wear because I was filming that at probably just after lunchtime. And yeah, so this does not wear very well. It's a very temporary cheek, which I have no time in my life for a temporary cheek. I will probably in the future try to pan this. I don't think it'll be that hard. It's tiny, but it's not worth the money in my opinion. Another thing that fades off, and I'm a little bit annoyed at MAC at the moment, but the Lustreglass lipsticks I'm wearing, thanks it's MAC. I think it is a really, really nice nude for me, so I'm wearing less makeup today. Obviously, I'm about to do a bold eye look for a review, but this is a really my lips but hydrated, nice sort of effect. And this shade and the more browny shade that I wore, they're very comfortable, really nice, but they do wear like a balm. So they're just like a glorified, shiny, slightly tinted balm. One thing I do like about them more than a balm, though, is balms can feel a little bit heavy on the lips. These feel like almost like a lip oil in a tube form. So I feel like they're very nice, but I've just seen that MAC, they're talking about lipstick day. What is that what it's called? I think it's tomorrow or the day after or whatever, but essentially you order something and you can pick a free lipstick. I saw in the comments someone mentioned that these have gone up in price. Now, when I ordered mine, I checked, it was $38, but it was 20% off. Also, they accidentally threw in an extra one of these, so I've actually got 2 of these, so I sort of was secretly a bit chuffed because it felt like a bonus. So I'm not mad about my purchase, but it's gone up from $38 to $41 full price, and I wouldn't even pay $38 full price for this. I would only buy them on sale because they are a glorified lip balm, or like a stick lip gloss, I would say. Like a nice thin oily lip gloss. They're sort of a stick version of that. They're not worth $38 Australian, and they're definitely not worth $41. So they're nice. They wear off after eating, but they're the kind of things that I'm just going to keep in my handbag. This is the kind of thing I'll throw on if I'm feeling a bit like, oh, my lips need something. I want them to look nice. They're feeling a bit dry. I want some moisture. I want a little bit of color. This is the kind of thing that I'll definitely keep in my handbag, and I'm glad I've got a backup of it for free. Yeah, I don't think they're worth the money. So there's that. Don't regret my purchase, especially the bonus, but the longevity just isn't there for me. The eyeshadows were fine. I had no problem with the eyeshadows. The NARS blush palette I think is really pretty. I think it's quite an extreme blush palette. So if I want a really bold blush look, that's what I'm going to reach for. I really like the quality of those. They're really nice. The next things I want to give an update on, and these I'm going to have to do wear tests of individually, are the base products. Now, I can tell you one of these products I love, 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 and one of these products I'm still figuring out. Love, love, love Natasha Denona concealer. This, what is it called? The HY-Glam concealer. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. The day I did that look, I'll have footage on the screen. It was pretty much, you can see the coverage was still under my eyes. Not thick, not cakey, not full coverage, because I did only put a small amount and blend it out, but there was still coverage under my eyes when I was doing my check-in. And that is consistently what I find. If I wear a powder foundation, so sometimes I'll put this on under my eyes, maybe around my nose, on my chin, and then put a powder foundation on. Maybe I'll put more of like a sheer sort of tinted moisturizer type thing going on. This is always the thing that is on at the end of the day. So it lasts very well. It can be blended out to look very, very natural, seamlessly blends with whatever base product you're putting it on with. Like I said, I've tried it with powder products, cream products, all that kind of stuff, and it works a dream. This also blends so seamlessly that you can get like a hydrating base product. This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. You can put it on, dot this in a couple of places, blend it in with like sort of big brush, and everything about this I love. This is the thing out of this whole video that if I say go try it, this is the thing that I would recommend trying. Again, I'm going to do a full review on this because I think I want to really put it through its paces and try it in different ways and demonstrate how it wears. But so far, this is very, very, very reliable for me, and that's what I want out of makeup. I like that I know I can put it on and it's not going to mess up my makeup. It's not going to be turn funny throughout the day. It's not going to, as soon as you put powder on it, it's going to go like bally and weird. Reliability, I love it. I think it's great. I also really love the effect of this LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I think the color match is great. The finish of it is great. The amount of coverage it gives and that beautiful sort of natural, like there's a glowy wet effect, but of course I powdered that down slightly. I love the look of it. I am struggling making it work consistently. Where this is, oh, just dropped everything on the floor. Whereas this is super consistent, this is not. And it's, I don't blame the foundation so much because I'm struggling with all my foundations. My skin at the moment is dehydrated, but also can get oily, so it's confusing. So sometimes it gets really dry and makes everything look quite desert looking, and that's what happened with this foundation on that day. So I set it with the Laura Mercier powder, and just like it looked, I'll have footage on the screen, it just looked dry and deserty, and feeling really parched. Now, what I ended up doing since that, and I've used this probably like 3 times since that video. One time I tried to use a hydrating primer underneath, and this one I find works really, really well at minimizing that dry effect throughout the day. So I apply this, apply the foundation, and then I'll powder with something. And I still feel like it was still a little bit dry. I've tried it with a different powder. I've tried it on its own, not set with a powder. It looks beautiful, but it transfers on me. So it never sets down completely. So if I touch my face or something touches my face, like my child or whatever, it just sort of smears off throughout the day. And I end up having no foundation here, none on my chin, none on my nose, and I look really blotchy and weird. So I haven't yet found a way to make this work. I have faith that it's a good foundation. I just don't have faith that my face is ready for a good foundation. Oh, I also want to say today I'm also wearing that Milk Makeup Kush mascara. I called it Rush. I don't even know. I'm like, am I going blind or am I just not paying attention? I think I'm just not paying attention. But that mascara I still really like. I'm going to keep using it to see if it dries out too much, but it gives a beautiful effect. I'm wearing it today with no eyeshadow. But yeah, if I had to recommend anything, by far Natasha Denona HY-Glam. If I had to say avoid, this is just not worth it. That's it. I want to give a big thank you to my members for helping support this channel. I really appreciate it. Mwah! You're all beautiful. And I will have the products I've talked about in the description box. Let me know if you've tried any of them, what you think, or have you found some favorites lately that you just want to keep raving about and you want people to hear? Tell me, I will listen. Or are there any products that you're like, okay, it's good, but it's annoying because not worth the money or price increase or longevity's bad? Let me know, because I'm going to read your comment and I'm going to chat. So I will see you in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video, which will be a GLAMINATRIX Cosmetics multi-look review of their newest palette. Hopefully that'll be up next week. And yeah, have a beautiful day. Bye.